Again, maybe this is just the nature of early Friday morning. What's up, you Relentless Warriors, and welcome back to Relentless Fit 365. And again, once again, this is where we talk about fitness and nutrition. It's your platform to give me any questions that you have and regarding you just living a healthier and happier life. And today I decided that I'm going to keep it a little broad in the sense that we're still going to talk about fitness. I do have some maintenance things I want to talk about. Maintenance in the sense that I feel like perhaps there needs to be some things that are cleared up regarding my channel, regarding my focus, and regarding where I want this to go as far as like impressions. And here's why I say that. A couple days ago, I received a message, and I'm trying to find it now, and I can't. Somebody sent me a message on my private Facebook, and then they briefly explained why, but I still to this day don't understand why it was. But on my private Facebook, it was in regards to a creative decision that I made involving my channel. And so I wanted to discuss this with you guys, and I'm not asking necessarily for opinions. You're allowed to give your opinions. I'm not necessarily asking for affirmation because I'm not seeking affirmation. I make a creative decision, and that creative decision is based on things that I feel like are best for my channel, and that is the reason why I do it. What's interesting is, let me find this thing. What is interesting is what was actually pointed out had nothing to do with fitness, but it seemed like some sort of like political agenda to push there. And one thing I've specifically tried to keep off of my channel is this shenanigans politics. Shenanigans is a word I'm bringing back. You got a problem with that? I'm not really in a grumpy mood, or I'll try not to be. You know, it's 6 a.m. here in Chicago, and it's really hot. And so just take that for what it's worth. Good morning, Paprika. I see people falling in. Bear with me. I am trying to find that message. I will keep their name anonymous. I'm sure they didn't expect me to bring it online, but I'm bringing it online because mainly I want to extinguish any of this happening in the future, meaning if you think that this channel can go one way based on your opinion or your political belief or your moral belief, think again. Because I'm not here to offend people, but sometimes when you're out there, regardless of what you do, you could perhaps offend somebody. That's life. You're going to be offended by things I say sometimes. You're going to be offended by some of my creative decisions. The more videos that I start to push out there, people are going to be like, what was he thinking? That's life. That's how things work. That's how life is. And sometimes we're going to get our butt hurt. We have to toughen up. And this individual, okay, found it. I'm going to read it briefly. I'm not going to make this about the entire 30-minute show today, but I do want to tie it into fitness. I did plan on tying this into fitness. So bear with me as I read this and dissect it. Here goes. Hey, Relentless Jake. First of all, this is on my private Facebook account. So on my private Facebook account, I'm not Relentless Jake, but that's fine. I hope it's not weird that I'm reaching out to you on your personal Facebook page. It is a little bit. But that's fine. However, I've tried to leave you numerous messages before on your business page, and I didn't think I was getting to you. I think he meant to say getting through to you. He or she. It's a he. Didn't ever receive those messages, by the way. I know you're busy, so I'll make this brief. First of all, I love your workouts. I've been following you for about 2 months now, and feel like that I'm able to do things with my body that I've never been able to do. So thank you. And you're welcome, sir. However, let me stop right there. Like, I'm a pretty confident person. I really, like, you don't have to start, if you have a criticism, give me the thorns. You don't have to start with the rose. I'm not like that, but here we go. Thank you for the rose anyway. However, I was wondering why you find it necessary to end all your videos with a violent fist bump. First of all, okay, so people who are new to my channel, at the end, I have an outro. And this person, as we read on, is going to have a problem with the fact that first of all, it's not a fist bump, it's a screen punch. There's a difference. You want a fist bump, go to PewDiePie's channel, he does it. I don't do fist bumps. That's not what this is. It's a screen punch. It's a screen punch that goes all the way back to my first channel that I had that many of you probably don't even know about, and that's when I started to do it. So let's just clarify that. Get it right. I feel like it sends the wrong message to kids, and it perhaps could have negative, violent connotations, as opposed to positive, violent connotations. I don't understand what that means. Okay, let's continue on. If I had kids, so we have realized that this person does not even have kids, I wouldn't allow them to watch your channel because kids are like parrots and I could see my child going around punching things that could inevitably lead to punching other people, and I don't want to raise kids that way. Please don't take this the wrong way. I just don't want to see you go down the wrong road. I just can't believe this is on, I can't believe this is on my channel. So I wanted to extinguish this immediately. First of all, I want to address the outro. That's not going anywhere. That outro has a history of my channel. It is a screen punch. I understand that breaking glass has negative connotations to some people. I changed that to a brick wall because I feel like that meaning is, I like the meaning, what it stands for fitness. I'm going to just support it. I don't feel like I have to. I'm going to tell you what I like about my outro. So the punching through the brick wall is basically like sometimes we see impossible tasks in front of us. You cannot reason with an impossible task. You have to take it down. And sometimes that requires your physical efforts, which may seem violent, but it's not. It's not violent when we have to take some sort of physical effort to get there. Fitness is not something of reason, it's something of physicality. So perhaps that's one of the reasons why many people lack fitness, is because they don't understand that it's all physical, and then with that physical, you get beyond and strengthen, and then it becomes mental. But the first part of it is physical. And in order to break down those physical barriers, sometimes there's a wall in front of you that you have to break down. So again, I don't feel like I need to defend my outro. I'm just doing it because I like my outro. Another thing I want to address in regards to this, I tried to understand where this was coming from, and towards the end, I kind of took it as some sort of political guide, and right away, like my background is actually, most people don't know this, but my background is not fitness, it's political science. I also have a minor in international finance. So, yeah, I walked away from that for a reason. I was in the military. There were government things. I used to be drenched in news and drenched in the media. I walked away from all that. So I know that it's really important for people to take one side or the other, but the reason why I thought it was important for me to address this is as we start to grow, and I say we because, you know what, I have a lot of people in the back scenes that have been very supportive. They're part of it. We're a team, and I say we because there's more people involved in this than just me. So I take huge responsibility in making sure this channel goes into the right direction. So as we start to grow and the views start to go up and we start to bring in more people, I want to make sure it's very clear. I want to make sure it's clear to the viewers. I want to make sure it's clear to every one of you that this is not a safe space. This is a strength building space. This is a space where we challenge ourselves, where it may require provocative thinking. It may require you to dig deep into your soul and say, perhaps I should man up. And there's nothing wrong with saying man up, because I'm telling this individual right now, toughen up. Because this is not what my channel is. My channel will not coddle you. My channel will not corral your emotions and say, oh, it's okay. If something's not okay, I'm going to address the elephant in the room, so to speak, and make sure that people know something's not okay and I don't agree with it. That's life. Sometimes we're going to disagree with people. Great. And I don't mind that you disagree with my outro. My point is, go watch another channel. Go do a different workout, because what you did is you completely negated the fact of what you originally said, that you're getting good workouts out of this channel. And if you're getting good workouts, who cares about the screen punch? But the reason why I think it was so important to this individual was that there's a deeper hidden agenda behind it. And if it has to do with some sort of political drive, as some sort of test to see if I will be that apologetic guy that feels bad about everything he says, think again. Because I've been very, very reserved in the fact that I've tried to not keep this political. And this will not be political. This will not be, this one person believes this way, this person believes that way. It doesn't really matter what you believe as long as you're involved in fitness, as long as you're trying to better yourself to get to the next direction. And see, that's where people, I think, miss the point, and they want to make some sort of drive towards their agenda. I will not allow that. So I disagree with you, sir, and I wanted to address that right away. If you have a problem with the outro, just cut the video off before. The outro is not going anywhere. It will be improved upon because, Rich does a lot of the editing in the background now, and he's getting better than, he's certainly getting better than me, and he's going to get better as it becomes. So the outro may even get more violent, negative violence. I don't know if there's positive violence. I'm just kind of reading into this person's words. I don't know. Maybe it's hot. Maybe I truly am grumpy. But this is not tolerated. I will not. You will not get apologies out of me for something that you disagree with. Let's go back to fitness because I do think I want to relate fitness to this because I would venture to guess this person. There's a few lies within this. One lie is if you've been watching my channel for a few months, you would recognize that the screen punch is not the focal point or the center of what this channel is about. Also, this person would have noticed if they actually were doing my videos in fitness, they were doing the workouts. I would assume you'd be stronger, more tough-minded. What I feel like with people is that they have a mental weakness, and that mental weakness starts to drive them down. And if they're not working out, usually we're offended easier as a result of that. I do think there's a correlation between your fitness levels and how often you're offended. And in fitness, and especially the future of my channel, sometimes you might be offended by things I say because sometimes I feel like I gotta give you guys tough love. Let me be very clear about what this channel is not. This channel is not a weight loss channel. You want a weight loss channel? There's a lot of great weight loss channels out there. It's fine. You might lose weight by following this channel and doing the workouts. That's great. I want you to lose weight, but we are not focusing on weight loss. This is not a fashion channel. I don't care how you look. I care if you can do the Wednesday challenges on hump day and see if you can do the planks and the push-ups. I could care less if you look like some gremlin. It really doesn't matter. You should watch next week. I am going to look like a gremlin. None of this really matters to me. What matters is fitness. And I want to take fitness and drive it beyond that to lifestyle. This is more of a fit life channel. That's why programs are only there for your benefit because I know that's how our brains think. But really, the program is a life. I want you to take fitness and correlate it to everything you do. And I want you to be stronger. And I believe that a relentless warrior will walk out of their four doors and into the thresholds of life, so to speak, and they will be tougher minded. They will be able to handle things better in life because that's my goal, is to get people a little bit tougher skinned, thicker skinned, so that way when life truly does hit, we can handle it. If somebody can't handle my outro, sorry, you're failing already in life. And that's pathetic. You need to toughen up. People need to toughen up. And, another thing I want to talk about is in regards to fitness in general, is that we're quick to make it about the looks aspect. And see, people have taken advantage of that as well. What do I mean by the looks aspect? Okay, so because Instagram and things like Instagram and other social media, people push and put out things like, here's my abs, here's my bicep. That's offensive because I don't have that. That's life, so go get it. You can't get it, so what? Now, I will say, fitness is the culprit that has pushed this agenda of looks. But I'm telling you, I want you to change your mindset. Because once again, looks don't matter when it comes to your physicalities, your abilities, your heart rate, your fitness levels. Looks are really kind of, they're a byproduct of you being fitter, but they're really irrelevant. You can look good and still be out of shape. I know a lot of people who look good. They might even be models, but they can't do 10 pull-ups, which, you know, some people say, well, I can't do 10 pull-ups. But the point is, people will look at that person and they will probably follow a video that says how to do 10 pull-ups, and they'll believe them just because they look good. I hope you see my point on that. Like, looks don't have a correlation to fitness. And I'm building up to this. The reason why I painted that picture is because of this. You know, I've received things on Instagram before where it's like people are beautiful just the way they are. And that nauseates me because what you have done is you have turned what the impression I'm trying to leave on fitness and the impression I feel like fitness should have on society, and you've made it about looks, you unworthy hack. Like, you shouldn't even be in the fitness industry if you're going to push your agenda of looks or of like the beauty when it comes to the fitness industry. I think anybody who's working out is beautiful. I think anybody who cares about their body is beautiful. But there's a difference between beauty and health. And I'm not going to stand on one side and tell somebody they're beautiful just the way they are, or let me rephrase that they're okay just the way they are if they're not healthy. That could go on one side if somebody's overweight, and it could go on the other side if somebody starves themselves. Both are unhealthy. So I'm not going to sit here and say, you're beautiful. That's not the point. You might be beautiful one way or the other, internally and outside, but what the point is, what I focus on is your health. And just be careful with these words that are used in this industry where we start to think about looks as opposed to your heart rate. That's why I don't make this a weight loss channel. This is not a weight loss channel. Losing weight will be the minor thing that you will accomplish in your life as a fit person. It will be one of the byproducts of all the other many wonderful things that you're going to accomplish because you're in shape. And that's what I want to try to inspire. That's what I want to try to get across. And people who don't see that, people who are looking at the negative connotations, people who are looking at their own political agendas, get out of this channel. You're no part of this. You are not inclusive. This is not a democracy. This is relentless warrior time. This is a time that we are going to band together and we are going to extinguish this negative mindset to try to turn it on to us as if we're the negative people. I'm going to take a break. This wasn't just the person who sent me the whole screen punch. This was just kind of the straw that did it. And basically, I think a lot of this has been going on. It's been built up. I don't want the channel to go down that road. Let me take some comments, some questions, see how you guys are doing. How you doing? Okay, there's a full minute between the end of the workouts and the violence. Thank you. Who pokes the honey badger? Yeah, thank you. I guess the honey badger came out today. Thankfully, you don't end your videos with a high five. No, that's offensive. High five. Yeah, good comment. All those digits coming at me. How could you even mention it? I'm not sure what that was. Oh yeah, 5 digits, 5. Vanity Fit, screw it. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being proud of your fitness levels either. There's nothing wrong with being proud of how you look. Whether society thinks you look good or not, who cares? It's truly looking into the mirror and seeing an image that you appreciate. That's what matters. But don't lie to yourself either. If you know you're out of shape, if you know you're not healthy, don't tell yourself you're okay the way you are. You are beautiful the way you are, but are you healthy the way you are? That's the mindset you have to change. You're beautiful one way or the other, right? I mean, and I truly mean that. I'm not just saying that to try to bring back some of the sensitive subscribers that I might have just lost after that little rant. I truly mean that. You know, I don't think, what I think is like beauty gets pushed so far into the fitness industry that we start to think that way, like, oh, everybody's doing this because, you know, all they care about is their abs. And that's not necessarily true. Byproduct. Hi, Jake. I've been doing good this week. Second week with my workout and my diet plan. But when I weighed myself, I gained 0.5 kilograms. How do I keep being motivated and not get discouraged? Thank you. You know what? Stop weighing yourself. I mean that. It's a short-term gauge, right? So if you're feeling good, you said you've been doing well, and you know the workouts seem to be doing well. The diet plan is take that mindset out too. I'm curious what your nutrition is, but don't make it a diet plan. It should be fuel in your body that should sustain your life. If it's a diet plan, that means it sucks and it's only temporary. You know, diets are for boxers who are trying to cut weight for, you know, X point of time, but then they go back onto their regular, you know, life. Find something that works for you. That's a lifestyle change that you can keep. But yeah, stop weighing yourself. I mean that. Get rid of your scale. Because if it's making you feel unmotivated to go work out, you're focusing on the wrong numbers. You should be focusing on how many push-ups you can do, and can I hold the high plank longer? Can I hold the low plank, you know, longer than I did, you know, a month before? Those are the gauges you should focus on. That's how you keep motivating yourself. Find a different gauge. I hope that helps. Thanks for watching, by the way. Ranting is good once in a while. Thanks for understanding. You know, if that person happens to be on this wall and, you know, wants to talk about the outro, you're welcome to do it. I am retiring that. I will never talk about my outro again unless, you know, I'm doing it, which I will do it again today, and that's just the way it is. It does not promote violence. If I wanted to promote violence, I most certainly would be editing differently. This is fitness, and let's not make it something that it's not. You know, a while back, I did another live discussion video talking about fit shaming and fat shaming and does it exist, and you know, and I try to keep that really even keel. But the truth is, you're ridiculous if you're offended either way. The point of it is, does fat shaming exist? Yeah. And if you're overweight, let it be a motivator. If you're a relentless warrior, you're not going to be offended by that. You're going to be motivated by that. If you're not a relentless warrior, you can click off this channel, go watch a Justin Bieber video, and go complain about somebody else's life because you don't fit into this community. I'm just going to be honest with you. Like, this community is going to be designed for people who want to change their lives, people who want to go out there and do better things. That's why it's not a weight loss channel. This is something where you can develop more strength and more ability than just being able to do a sit-up or a crunch or whatever it is you want to do fitness-wise, mentally developing those strengths. And here's my philosophy behind that. You know, you go through pains 20 minutes at a time and reps at a time. And at some point, as a lifestyle, as it starts to change, your mental capacity starts to change. You know, you take that physicality and it's like, hey, I did this last week. I just did one more rep. I just did 2 more reps. I'm getting better. I'm getting stronger. And the moment you start to believe in yourselves physically, you go out into the world, you start to believe in yourself mentally. You know, fitness naturally pulls your shoulders back, pushes your chest out, lifts your chin. There's nothing wrong with walking with pride and confidence and being proud of who you are because it's only going to help you in life. So if somebody's fit shaming you, toughen up, fit people. Come on. People will fit shame us because they're jealous. If somebody's fat shaming you, don't listen to it. Be stronger than that. Be better than that. Use it as motivation. Don't use it for you to tuck in a little corner and suck your thumb. Come on. You're stronger than that, especially if you're a relentless warrior. The rants might continue today. I'm only being honest. Sweat's going to come down. It's 900,000 degrees in Chicago today. I can't say I'm sorry because it's the one thing. This has been a buildup all week, and criticisms are good if they are educated, if they have purpose. If you're criticizing an exercise that you don't think is as healthy, I would be happy to defend that. But when it comes to a creative decision, I have no patience for that. All right, moving on. Beauty is temporary. Fitness is for life. I'd rather be strong than fit society's standard of beauty. Yeah, great point, Jen. That's a wonderful statement because fit society's standard of beauty is what you see on Instagram for the most part. I don't post a lot on Instagram because these days I don't know what to post. You know, pictures say a lot. They say a picture, you know, says 1,000 words. It perhaps says more, especially when other people start to add their, 2 cents into it. So I try to be careful on what I post these days because I don't want to just, post body shots all the time. I understand that motivates people, but yeah, it's so much better to be stronger and face society, and you can't always capture that on a photograph. Maybe that's why Instagram isn't really my favorite platform. It's also another reason why I'm into strength training, because whether you're a female, whether you're a male, there's something empowering being able to push around heavy stuff. You could be a petite girl and you could be strong, and that feels good because you have some douchebag guy who's giving you a hard time. You feel like you can handle yourself, and you can. And there is something empowering about building that strength. And I love pushing that because the concept of Relentless Fit is eventually, hopefully, to get into a position to be able to help others that cannot otherwise help themselves. Having the strength to be able to lift that person up because you have that ability. You have that capability of handling that mental toughness, or having that mental toughness, and handling those adversities that surround you. As a team, we could do that. As a community, we can build that. But, we have to do it as a point of confidence. You cannot be apologetic about it. You certainly can't feel bad because you have progressed from one spot to the next because it makes somebody else feel bad. I mean, we cannot control somebody else's insecurities, but what we can do is, we can corral our own and keep them out here and not let that affect our decision for the next time that it happens. I hope that makes sense. I don't Preach! I guess that's what it is today. It's not really a diet, okay? Just a calorie cut, trying to eat more fiber and balanced macros. But you're right, I do feel better about myself, if only because I am actually sticking to my workout plan. If only, let me focus on those two words, because many people will start and they don't stick to it. So that's a big portion of your success. So definitely keep it up. Be careful with the cutting of the calories. I'm not a huge fan of reducing calories. I don't believe calorie reduction is a long-term answer. I feel like your body will eventually go back into a state of comfort and will just slow down its metabolism. And there's science that's slowly backing this up, that your metabolism will adjust with the amount of calories that you're putting in. So my answer is just eat healthier calories. What are healthier calories? Lean proteins, good veggies. Eat as much as you can within the realm of those healthy foods as often as you feel like you need to. So eat when you're hungry is what I'm essentially saying. Don't focus so much on the calories. I know that might not be an easy adjustment. I know people mentally, they'll see that I take in all these calories, I'm going to start to gain weight. In a short-term aspect, that might be true, but that's not necessarily the case. And if you're not focused on calories anyway, you're just eating when you're hungry, those healthier calories act differently than calories as a whole. So I hope that helps a little bit. Just be very focused on the calorie reduction. But as far as like sticking with your workout plan, do everything possible and focus on all the things possible that keep motivating you. So find gauges that keep inspiring you to come back. You keep it up, you can do it. I'm curious what you say in the next, 30 days on how it's going. Lion Cub responded to that. Write down somewhere, write down somewhere you'll see it, and a day you don't really feel it. Take progress pics, record PRs, be proud of your hard work. Absolutely. That kind of talks about what I touched on. So absolutely. Focus on that. Definitely write it down. When you write it down, you can look at it. There's something that I saw on... it was on YouTube. It was a video, and I can't think of the name of the video, and I can't even think of the sub or the person I was subbed to at the time. But anyways, this individual was talking about his cookie jar, and every time that he did something good, he wrote it down and he threw it in the cookie jar. And he said, whenever I had poopy pants and felt sorry for myself or life hit me hard, I'd go back to my cookie jar and refer to all the things that I was able to handle. All these things that I was able to take in life and grab the bull by the horns and, take it down. How's that for a little violence? I'll back off. And he had his cookie jar to basically say, this is kind of my tooting my own horn of the past to keep motivating the present. And I thought it was a good idea. keep a literal jar of your accomplishments, whether it be physical, whether it be mental, whether it be fitness, whether it be in your work, whatever environment you feel like you had a small success. Keep track of that. That way it'll help you for the bigger ones. Let's see. My muscles help me every day in real life. I am petite. Yes, Paprika, you are. Girls shouldn't be worried about getting too muscular. Paprika, you're a good example in regards to like the woman's strength, and I don't mean that in such a term that like women don't have strength, because they clearly do. I definitely don't want to be pregnant, and I don't know how they handle that pain. I've always said for years that women have a better pain tolerance than men. And case in point, they can handle pregnancy than they can handle fitness. Fitness is, I would assume, not as tough as something like pregnancy. But that being said, Paprika is one of those people that she has a small frame, but yet she is pound for pound really strong. She can hold herself. She's physically good. She's capable. She runs fast. She's had idiots approach her sometimes, in real life, but she has that confidence to handle herself, and that strength, I feel like keeps people away when they feel like they want to be a bully in some cases. Relentless warriors are not bullies. We are bullies of bullies, meaning that, we only step it up when some douchebag is trying to prey on the weak. We prey on the negative strong. That's how we get our fuel, from their tears in the morning. It's already 6:30. I hope you guys got something out of this today. The rant is what it is. I wanted to address it. So this kind of really was the segment today about making sure we are headed in the right direction. So I wanted to give you where the direction is at. The direction is headed towards a bigger mission. And that only happens with the community that is involved with us. Negativities, nitpicking, political correctness. I'm not saying I want to go out of my way to offend people. I try to keep my channel as clean and as non-offensive as possible because I want people to focus on fitness. But I'm never going to apologize for a creative decision. I will not apologize for my style. I will definitely not apologize for being who I am. And neither should you. I think one of the problems is these days, they used to say apology shows a bigger person. These days, I think when you apologize, people take advantage of that, and they take you on their side and essentially use it against you. You can only apologize for things that you feel bad about. You can only apologize for things that require an apology. If you're being yourself, and you're being yourself that's not hurting somebody else, you have no reason to apologize. Sometimes when you have successes, people will get offended. People get pushed out of place. They will feel lower in life. That's on them. There's nothing we can do to change that. There's nothing I can do to emotionally help them. There's nothing you can do to emotionally help them. Again, it's on them. But what we can control is how we handle it. What we can control is how we handle ourselves and the example that we set, and that what it can do is empower others to be themselves. Empower others to say, hey, this is where the multitude is starting to stand these days on this political correctness crap. And it's now filtering into the industry that I have love-hate relationship with fitness, but it's still the industry that I love, and I won't stand for it. I won't be on one side or the other. I will be on this side, and this side says we are going to push a fitter, happier, healthier lifestyle, period. Whoever defends, get out of here, go find something else, and go do 12-week programs that don't work. This is not a 12-week program. This is a lifestyle. This is a focus. This is an endeavor for doing bigger things. If all you tell me is for 3 years you've done my channel, I failed. I want you to tell me, hey, I did your workout videos, and then I climbed Mount Everest as a result of that because it motivated me. Then I would say, hey, this channel is on to something. And I think we are. As a community, we're on to something. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate the questions. I even appreciate the criticisms if they mean something. But if they're just ridiculous criticisms, I will call them out. And there have been more coming in lately, and that's cool. I'm okay with it, but just understand we will handle those accordingly, and I will call stupidity out. I will call out hacks. I will call out people who are trying to push an agenda. And if I feel like there is somebody who's a fake follower that's trying to push someone else's mental strength off course, I will make sure that person is out of here. We won't tolerate it. Like I said, this is not a democracy within this community because we are thinkers of bigger things, success, meaning that I'm not taking a vote on whether something is right or wrong for this channel. I think that's ridiculous. These are the beliefs of Relentless Fit, and hopefully that will help other people become relentless warriors in life. And regardless of what part of the world you're in, I think the importance of it is fitness translates to all, and that's what I love about it. Languages get screwed up, within translations, and before we realize that we have some sort of communication gap. But everybody understands pain. Pain is the universal language. Everybody understands push-ups. Everybody understands that when you go through this pain and push-ups, you build strength. Strength is another universal language that we all get, and that's what we're trying to push. I hope you guys appreciated this. Thanks for watching. Always remember, eat healthy, train hard, most especially have fun. I'm Relentless Jake. Don't forget about tomorrow's workout. Tomorrow's workout is going to be a beginner workout. It's going to be live, but just because you're not a beginner, if you're not a beginner, doesn't mean you won't get something good out of it. If you know people who are beginners, bring them with you. Do the workout with us. It will be 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. Once again, thanks for watching. I'm Relentless Jake. You remember to stay focused, stay dedicated, and I'll see your beautiful faces next time. And I was looking forward to this all morning. And I'm out. Bam!